So just continuing a look of grabbing books off my bookshelves, space, NASA related books. This one, The Illustrated Encyclopedia of Space Technology, a comprehensive history of space exploration. Pretty good. Kenneth Gatland, forward by Arthur C. Clarke. Again, it's a pretty hefty book, runs to nearly 300 pages, lots of full colour. It's pretty good, this one. It's probably worth going through and having a close look. It's got pull-outs, it's got loads of kind of technical stuff, so I'm gonna have a look. And there's loads of goodies in here, but what I'm gonna have a look at first, and this is 1981, published 1981, so just about at the start of the sort of space shuttle era. So it matches a new kind of verve, and I remember at school we were allowed to watch the first space shuttle launch, but it kept getting delayed. We eventually did come back and see it, but we were all allowed out of class to go and sit in the hall to watch it, so they wanted the kids involved. Right, so this is what I wanted to look at here. Wanting to look at some of the nitty gritty and details of NASA. So what we're dealing with here is waste management. Now, it's one of those untalked of topics. Like in history in general, there are a couple of good pieces of work that deal with basically shit throughout history. I mean, it's a big topic. It's a daily, as much as we have to eat, we have to deal with the waste, particularly our human waste. So, what do we have here? So this is now it doesn't. Oh yeah, so this is Skylab. Waste management. The collection of the body wastes of the Skylab astronauts posed particular problems for NASA planners because they had to be stored as samples for analysis back on Earth. This was accomplished by the collector module, which is this, the collector module, for defecation and urination, or these are the collector modules, I guess. Collector modules. For defecation and urination, the crewman used it in a seated position facing the floor, secured by a lap belt. So that's the fecal collector is there. This is the fecal collector. So they they would sit in like here, sat like that with their knees like that. Standing urination was also possible with the use of foot restraints. That's those, so you can stand up and urinate into this number 4. It's a detachable urine receptacle. It has 2 positions, I guess. It contained 1 fecal bag for each defecation and 3 urine drawers, 1 per crewman, for chilled urine storage. So the method for Skylab, this is the first space station, so is this the template? And this is the machine. I mean, it looks kind of similar to the one on the space station, but they don't talk about this part. On the ISS they have this tubey thing, but they don't talk about the fecal matter, which is pretty much a daily occurrence. I mean, I'm sure you can be trained militarily maybe once every 48 hours, 72 hours or something like that, I guess, or do they just hold it in? I don't know. But as you can see from this device, so there are 3 crewmen and there are 3 drawers here, and so each one of these has its own urine receptacle in a with a retractable tube. So I guess you slide that back in, you dock that one down, so if it's your turn, your crewman number 3, that's obviously slid in, you just stand there and you pull that up and you pee into your number 3 receptacle, and crewman number 2 uses that one and crewman number 1 uses that one. So that solves the kind of the wiping and the cleaning, as it were, of that. And Skylab's obviously all male, so I don't think this is necessarily designed as a unisex toilet. And then you crap in here. But yeah, so basically this the fecal collector basically has a bag attached directly to it. So I mean, I don't necessarily understand the full procedure, because what it says is you get 1 fecal bag for each defecation. So you must have to attach a new bag, get on or astride the potty, crap into the bag, wipe and put all the tissue and wipes into the bag, take this out somehow, disattach this, get the bag out, seal the bag up and put the bag in wherever the storage is for the bag, for the fecal matter. A blower unit provided suction to draw in the body waste. So this is the blower unit. The airflow was filtered before recirculation. Little important point there. The fecal bag was replaced after each use and its contents weighed and then vacuum dried in waste processors for onboard storage for eventual return to Earth. So that's the process, or I don't know what the actual procedure is, but so the blower unit is there. The blower unit provided suction to draw in the body waste. So clearly, bringing suction in this way. But I don't get how the bag then fits, unless, because if it's been collected, unless there's holes in the bag, and I mean, if there's holes in the bag, then fecal, if that is sucking the fecal matter, it's creating, there has to be airflow with it, so it must then, if it hits the bag, how does it not just blow the bag up and then either burst the bag or stop? So you notice, I mean, they've given us it looks technical, but it's high school, if that technical. It's like, yeah, they're not showing us actually behind here technically what is happening. How is the airflow sucking in the fecal matter? If there is a bag catching the fecal matter, the airflow can't, if the bag is enclosed, the airflow here can't affect the bag. So if there's no bag there, how does it get it into the bag? And if so, how does it then separate the fecal matter and the air? It does say the airflow was filtered before recirculation. The fecal bag was replaced after each use. So still, unless it's like a cloth fecal bag that's, sort of semi-permeable, So anyway, the fecal bag was replaced after each use and its contents weighed. So does that mean they've only got one fecal bag? And so they empty the fecal bag into some kind of container or a bag or a dish or something. So what they say, the fecal bag was replaced after each use and its contents. So its contents weighed and vacuum dried. So its contents, not the vacuum bag, sorry, not the fecal bag. So the contents are taken out of the fecal bag and separately they are weighed and then vacuum dried in waste processors, which we don't see, for onboard storage for eventual return to Earth. Now what a job that must be every time you take a shit. So I mean, how long were they on Skylab for? Like days into weeks, potentially months. I'm not entirely sure. There's data all over this book. We'll be able to find out at some point. Anyway, yeah. So that's what they do. Oh, that's what apparently, you know, all scientific, I guess. Humans in space, and you're medically monitoring them. I mean, if you're being medically monitored, it's not a very nice topic, but they're generally going to be monitoring your fecal matter and your urine as well. It tells them a lot about your health. So this astronaut, Chris Kelly, had a twin on Earth. If that was real, I would expect them to have every single shit that Chris Kelly crapped out on the ISS. And according to this, that's what they did on Skylab. So whether they've just abandoned that as too much hard work, I mean, they just sort of fire and forget fecal collectors, goes into machine, don't worry about it. Yeah, so the mystery of the fecal bag. The urine drawers here were used for collecting, storing for 24 hours, measuring and sampling the urine. I don't know why 24 hours. What did you do with it after that? I mean, okay, let's read on. Each drawer had a refrigeration subsystem to cool the urine and the unit that separated it from the cabin air through centrifugal action. The urine freezer below the waste processor units provided interim low temperature storage for its return to Earth and subsequent analysis in the 120mm urine containers. Again, a little bit confusing, but the way it says, the urine drawers were used for collecting, storing for 24 hours, measuring and sampling urine. I see, right, okay, so I guess what they're saying is that you pee into that and for 24 hours it's in that machine and being sampled and measured and data collected, and then it is sent into the subsystem to cool. No, that's, yeah, separated it from the cabin air through centrifugal action. The urine freezer below the waste processor units provided interim low temperature storage. So, I mean, we're not really getting down to the specific technical nitty-gritty. They're not specifically showing us how and where it's separated, and the same here, but it's definitely been stored and sent back to Earth. So what are they doing about their fecal matter and their fecal bags on the ISS?